And that's kind of when my near death experience kicks in. All of a sudden, I remember coming to, and I am above the ambulance. I would say 4 to 6 feet above it. And I remember looking through the ambulance. I could see through it. And I could see these paramedics working on me so fast. I remember one was putting this drill needle thing into my knee because they couldn't get a vein and they were trying to revive me. The terrifying thing about being above that ambulance is that as I'm watching them working on me, I had the worst feelings of grief, loss, desperation, any word you can think of that almost like how they describe hell, in the Bible and stuff. That's kind of the best way I can describe it as I'm sitting there watching them work on me. And uh sorry, when I talk about this part, it's been a few years ago, but I still it's thinking thinking about those feelings that I had above that ambulance were very intense and very real. And even though I could see them working on me, it was just so horrible, the emotional and spiritual pain that I was feeling. And I didn't understand that I was flatlined and dead at that time. To me, I'm just above looking down at all this chaos going on and not understanding what's on going on. And I remember it got to a point where I literally thought that I couldn't take it anymore. I it felt like whatever you want to call it, your spirit, your soul, whatever I was above that ambulance. And I don't have all the answers to this stuff. People have written me and asked for more specific answers. And I tell them that, dude, I'm just a little a kid from Utah that had never looked into near death experiences before. I don't even know if I necessarily would have believed him if I had. Anyways, whatever realm that I was above the ambulance was absolutely terrifying and horrible. And when it got to a point that I did not think I could, the best way I can describe it, spiritually take it anymore, the craziest thing happened. In a blink of an eye, I was standing all of a sudden in this huge grass field, and I just remember the peace that was all of a sudden with me, the comfort. And I was there alone at first. And I looked down at this grass and the color of the grass, David, I can't even explain to you. It was like emeralds almost. But the coolest thing is that this grass loved me and I felt it. And I know that's crazy to say. This is what it's taken me a long time to start sharing this story because I didn't want to sound crazy to people. I knew the truth of what happened and what I experienced, but I held it in for quite a long time. I even just only told my family just months ago about it finally. But that grass loved me, man. It's so hard to explain because I could see each individual blade of grass. Even if I looked way out farther, I could still see each individual blade of grass. And I mean, I wear glasses, I don't have good eyesight, but it was the craziest feeling to experience something that, like here on earth, that you just step on, walk over, mow, whatever you take for granted. There, it loved me and it was comforting me. And that's a hard thing to explain. And that's a scary thing for me to explain at first when I first started because it does sound crazy.